Hey everyone, this is Ashanti Edwards. Welcome to Marketing Growth Hacks. I just finished pulling an overnighter and I just realized it is officially the mid to near the end of January. So, everybody's, not everybody, but most people are still riding that high of the new year, of, their New Year's resolutions. And some people have just probably straight out quit even thinking about a New Year's resolution. And I did a little research on that, by the way, of how long typically people like to stay with their New Year's resolution. And oddly enough, some people stay committed for a month, and others, are done by probably the 10th of January or something weird like that. So let me read the article to you guys. So it says, what is the percentage of New Year's resolutions are typically successful? According to research on the topic, about 60% of us admit that we make New Year's resolutions, but only about 8% of us are successful in achieving them. So this is from Inc.com, 10 top New Year's resolutions for success and happiness in 2019. Yeah, we're in 2020, so we're still in the, we just started the new year, so I just wanted to read something that was close enough, but not too far. And I haven't seen any new articles on New Year's resolutions being met or not, only because we're still in January, so probably mid February we'll hear something back about that. But anyway, so I found that very interesting. Only 8%. And I wonder, like, of that 8%, how successful were they? Like, I really kind of want to know how they were successful so other people could become successful too, if that's the case. Or maybe it's an altogether bad idea to even think about doing resolutions. I, for one, do not set them anymore because I know by January 8th or 9th, I'm over the resolution of what was it I was going to do? Become a vegetarian or be more nicer or lose weight. Just a bunch of different ways I was going to do my own resolution, and it just never panned out the way I thought it would be. So I'm ditching the New Year's resolutions, and instead of a New Year's resolution, I would suggest um, making the whole year, or making a year this year about meeting certain goals that you want to accomplish. So by the end of the year, reflect back on everything that you've accomplished, and is that helping you move towards, let's say, your 5-year goal of acquiring assets or something that you want to acquire in the future, something that's beneficial or fun or something, whatever your goal is, basically. So normally, our goals are fitting into a bigger picture. So just bear that in mind too. So so by mid-January, most people, whether they ditch the resolutions or not, most people start to fall back into bad habits when they start to feel like they're in pain, or they have to shift what they're doing or how they're thinking or how they used to be. And a lot of people start to, instead of moving towards more, not necessarily pain, but moving towards better habits, and taking the pain of not being able to be the way you used to be. A lot of people succumb to bad habits. We all, in some shape or form, are guilty of it, and you know, that's a part of life. So, and it's a part of life, but you don't, like after a while, I would hope that you all are learning from those experiences and are, sharing those stories, but not continuously going through the same cycle, learning from it and moving on from it. Let that serve as a lesson learned and a lesson taught. Anyway, so for me, I know for like maybe 3 years I was going to start this business, and I've just kept on over and over and over. I was going to start over. I was going to start a business so I could make money and help out family and all this other stuff. And what I realized was I was wanting to start a business for everyone else except for me. I never found the reason why I wanted to do it until very recently. Like I was like, I need to take more care of me and what I like in life, what I want to do in life, and instead of worrying about other people's opinion. So, and this is basically where this is all transitioned from December when I started writing out my goals and what I want to do and accomplish about. So, I am working on meeting my goals and tackling task by task and not overwhelming myself. And that's important, to not overwhelm yourself, because once you become overwhelmed, it's that flight of that what is that? The fright or flight, and it's a human instinct, and it's not just a human instinct. That's just an instinct that animals and human alike have, is the fight or flight. When we're nervous or scared of something, we default towards whether we're going to fight it or we're going to run away from it. And it's up to us if we're going to run away or fight. I just wanted to also share very quickly, because I am very tired. I've been up all night getting things done, and I didn't want to forget to record today, just in case I oversleep or whatever it is. So, on social media, I'm seeing all these funny little memes about, I'm going to throw this year away. I'll start again next year. And I remember seeing these same exact quotes last year. Last year, I wouldn't say I was a part of it, but ultimately I did throw away, not necessarily, I won't say I threw it away. So basically, I feel like, I could have accomplished more. And maybe it's me being hard, but sometimes we just like, you know what? I'll just save it for later, because later on I'll be this, and that. And then we set such high expectations of ourselves that it's not necessarily rational or even logical or even fair to our own selves to put such pressure on us. And it's perfectly fine to work towards being able to accomplish certain things in life that you never thought you would be able to, but to rush it is is it's not very practical to do that. Is to rush certain techniques and understandings and learning, you know curving the learn shortening the learning curve and all the other stuff. So I found it was funny at first, the memes, but then it became to sink in. I was like, in a sense, that was me setting goals and like, you know what, I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. That deal with it later is a cop out and an excuse as to why you don't do something. And we all fall victim of it. It's a matter of catching ourselves, or even having people around us to help catch us, or even accountability partners, or whatever helps your partner, whether you're married or with whoever you're with. It's good to have someone to help keep you accountable, or even your followers, your clients, your customers, your fans, whoever they are. Like, speaking to them, like, on January 31st at 12:30 p.m., I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Come watch me do it. Now that'll keep you held responsible in doing it. And I'm learning that I'm going to have to start pushing myself as well towards doing that. It's not easy jumping on live at a certain time sometimes, because, life comes in the way, whether it's you're overtired, or, your laptop is running really hot and you want it to cool down. Like, just certain things. Sometimes it is beyond your control. And, I learned that it's best to not give excuses. Sometimes human error or certain situations happen, but I do not like to waste people's time when they're waiting on me, especially if they're dependent on me to be doing something for them, or like, I like to be courteous, and I like to take care of those that I care for. So I don't ever want to make a commitment that I can't abide to or even remember to do. However, giving me that credit, that accountability, also forces me to get things done that I normally would just say, another day. So, there's that balance and trying to figure out if that's the best route for you. But for me, I feel like it will be the best route because, one, I'm really good at time management. I've always been good with that. Like, everybody has their moments of being late, and that's for another story, maybe. But running late, and I don't really like the whole running late situation. I just don't like it. I know how it feels to deal with latenesses, and I'd rather not waste anybody's time, including my own, in not doing what I said I'm going to do to get things done at a certain time. Because, as we grow, we should all be setting deadlines, so we're hitting marks and hitting them and hitting them and hitting them. So that would be a great idea for different ways of accountability, or you could do all of them, combine them, or just pick two, pick one, whichever way. But holding ourselves accountable and not falling into the mid-January blues of things, and keeping yourself going, although the emotions and the adrenaline isn't pumping as strong, but it's a matter of keep going and still pushing towards that ultimate goal of whatever you are trying to achieve. So, in the next episode, I'll speak more on goal setting. I just really wanted to center and speak about the mid-January blues. So, stay tuned. And on Thursday, I'll speak more on goals and how we're going to work about that. And then in the meantime, I also might do a Facebook Live Thursday. I'm not sure, but stay tuned for Thursday's episode, and I'll speak to you all on the next episode. Bye.